Hold that thought. Hello and welcome everybody to another Sunday evening. I don't know if you could hear what Sean was going on about, but we are about to talk about it. I did slide the muty mute button. I don't know if it was the right one though. I guess we'll find out in the comments here in a moment. Welcome to the CGN studio. Once again, I am joined by my best friends, one who's shaking paint like there's no tomorrow. We got the shizzle and we got I tried the thought that came to my mind for Izzling Josh did not sound right
You're right. It doesn't
in
work.
my brain,
Doesn't
so
work.
I didn't do it. We got
That
the
was
just regular Josh. And of
That's
course
better.
myself. I am going to be working on some Deathwalker zombies. Yeah, I'm really excited,
what
especially
are
for
those
this
from?
guy with the pitchfork. And then we are going to be talking about some GW news. We're going to be talking about Adepticon. We're going to be talking about terrain rules. We are going to be talking about Table War and the wonderful visit that I had from the Table War people. Table War cases now in stock. And of course, as you are aware, in 1998, The Undertaker threw mankind off a hell into a cell onto the Spanish announcer's table. Shivan won. It is good to see you, my friend. It is good to see you. Yeah, I tried like an intro thing where you could like see us but you couldn't hear us. It was like it was cool, right? It was
Totally
like
cool.
it was cool. Josh, what are you doing?
I'm working
Judgment.
some judgment.
Judgment. Sean is still furiously shaking paint.
Well, I airbrushed like a crap ton of Death Guard.
Now, didn't you just get a vortex thing that you were like talking to us about
I
how
did, but I'm
awesome it is?
standing here and it's over there. I'll go use the vortex thing though because Josh said something.
Why don't you just bring the vortex over here?
I just like that's the best answer. That's the best answer for everything. Yeah, but I'm here and it's there and blah blah blah. I have to go over here to open my garbage because I'm really into not putting garbage on the ground. And let me tell you why. I got a new dog. And it wants everything that's on the ground.
Well, who doesn't really?
I don't. I don't.
Uh,
I don't walk around sniffing the ground looking for things to put in my mouth.
no, that
so I have
needs to change.
I have a serious question though.
Okay.
So I don't know what color to paint these Death Guard,
Okay.
right? I want them to be orange,
Okay.
but I don't know if orange is the right color. So I have a Grifhound orange and a Nazdrag yellow.
I
Do you
am
think it would be
Wait,
no.
you're painting Death Guard orange?
yes?
Why
I
don't
have
we start
primed them.
there?
I have primed them white. So that's what I'm saying though is I don't know what color to paint these guys, right?
Not
So I
orange.
okay. So
Uh,
then what
Death
color?
Guard are black.
everybody is the same sound in my ears, but ow. Um, I don't know. Josh and Sean, can you turn yourselves up? Because it's coming in through. Everything is coming in on my end through the same mic
I can
input.
see.
Hold on. Let me try that.
How's that?
Technical stuff.
Where is the tower? Says Mark Farzan. Mark, the tower is complete. We have no need for new tower. Actually, oh no, your box of Tau isn't here. I was gonna put your box of Tau up and taunt you with it because I still haven't sent it to you.
Your
All I can
tout for the
hear is
day.
the greater good. So I just want to, start with the first page, and I just want to let everybody know that I am immediately confused. As always, nothing has changed. I think what the first page is telling me is that there are one, two, three, four, five torsos labeled 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, and that those torsos can go on top of any of 3 feet, which are labeled 2, 4, 6. And then I believe after I do that, I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different heads, which are labeled 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. I think that's what these are saying to me.
I think that's what they're saying too. Are
Oh.
we sure it's not a Skaven though?
We have yet to run the
It's to
blood
determine
test
that.
to see if it is a Skaven. Also, I found out that my cameras much prefer my overhead lights to be off. Like it's a lot clearer for everybody to see me and my table. So I'm working in the dark essentially because it looks better for you all.
Well,
But
we
there's but
appreciate that.
but there's also legs that are labeled 17.
Well,
This
Okay,
maybe
is
it's for different.
let's get back
It's
to
for
the
a
real
leader.
important
this
thing.
is
What
no
color to
this
paint
is
these Death
upsetting.
Guard?
This is upsetting. What color to paint the Death Guard? I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Not
I'm
orange.
thinking orange.
Okay, so I got purple, I got orange. I'm trying to stay away from the olive green and the white because my Dark Angels are olive green and my Deathwing is
How
white.
about black?
I thought about that. They have some really cool black uh, Death Guard in the Codex. Um,
Now, when you say Death Guard, are you talking about
Oh, I was thinking Death Company.
monsters?
That's why I was so
Are you
confused.
are you
I'm
talk are you
talking
talk
about
are you talking about monsters
Mortarians,
or
the
are you,
Sons of Plague, the
but are they
Okay.
evil
armor or
growth.
no armor?
I am a big fan of Plague Marines and Plague Terminators, so everything has armor.
Okay, that's important for choosing colors.
I agree.
So, here's my thought. Um, purple is my favorite color, and
I also don't have a purple army.
it's the color of my army, and I would really, really, really like to run purple versus purple, but I think orange is the right call.
And I actually have a different idea, but it's in the same vein. I think, because I thought you were talking about Death Company, but you're talking about Death Guard.
Death Guard. Yep.
So I think you should do it autumnal with
The fuck does that mean?
oranges and reds and yellows, like it's like Halloween time.
Okay.
So I think
Or
you should come up with a
or
theme with all of
you
that.
can do the armor orange and you can do the flesh purpley blue.
I mean, I can do the armor autumnal and the various disgusting things purple
Yeah,
and
that would
pink.
work.
I don't like this word autumnal.
I don't either, but I understand what it means.
I
So
don't. I still
I'm
don't even after you explained it, I don't understand what it means.
being of autumn.
Oh, I got it.
Wow.
Words, kids. Can't
Be,
live without them.
The
being of
easiest
autumn.
explanation ever.
I'm reading I'm reading some books,
What?
and I don't mean to like brag or anything. Who is your favorite Star Trek captain, Anakin or Malcolm Reynolds? Okay, Mark, you troll, you little dirty troll. Anakin is technically a captain because he's Darth Vader, and I believe that he was captain of a Superstar Destroyer. So I'm gonna pick Anakin. Suck it. But he's not in Star Trek, so I guess it doesn't work.
It does not.
Um, he made me throw my stuff. So I'm reading this book, and there was a word um, that I had to look up because I didn't know what it was, and then it turned out to be not real, but it meant of like made of tentacles
Ooh, I like that.
was the intention of the word.
What was the word?
That's a reasonable question
Okay, well now I
based
need
off
you to go find that
based off of the story
that you
um,
just told.
that I just told.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
literally when I started the story, I had the word, and then I got distracted by Mark's
Trolling.
annoying trolling, and then the word went
Mark
away.
wins, you lose.
Mark.
Troll. Troll for
What?
life.
The
Troll
answer is
life.
Kevin Sorbos.
I mean, no, it's really not.
uh,
Sorry.
my gosh. Two. Okay. This is upsetting.
All right, so Josh, let's go back to this autumnal idea.
Yeah.
Obviously we're not going to just paint one plate of armor orange and the next one red and so on and so forth.
No, you have to do
What
non-metallic
do
metal
you
shading from
fuck that?
orange to red.
What do you think?
I was really just joking because that's kind of what my Death Guard are painted.
Your
Oh
Death
well,
Guard are painted yellow with speckles of brown and black.
No.
Your Death Guard are painted rotten butter.
They're painted
Rotten
purple.
butter.
They're actually painted purple, yellow, and orange.
There
I
is.
mean, but rotten butter sounds
Where
pretty.
is the purple?
There's purple on the wounds and stuff.
There is purple on the wounds. That's true. The
Ooze.
pustules are purple, but they are like from 3+ feet away. They are speckly yellow. They are not orange.
Okay,
They
I
are.
gotcha.
The wings of Mortarion are green and brown. And by the way, his Mortarion wings. Oh my god. Oh my
He really
god.
likes
Sexy.
them.
They're so good. They're so good. And the thing that's so good about them is like I know how easy it was for him to paint, and it just makes me so mad because
I'm with you.
they literally look like like if you're like, hey, I want these Nurgle things to look like a fall leaf, like turning from brown to green, and like have the essence of decay and like death. He's like, here, do it in these 3 steps. What is Mark saying now? Did you ever get deep into Deep Space Nine Season 9?
No.
No, there's only 7 seasons of every single Star Trek show, except the original, of which I believe there's only 5. Actually, I think there's
There's
only
not
3.
7 seasons of Enterprise.
Yes, there is. I think there's exactly 7 seasons.
No way. That show bombed.
Oh, Enterprise? You're right. There's only 3 seasons of
And
Enterprise.
the new Star Trek doesn't have 7 seasons yet.
I mean,
I'm just being particular.
and upsettingly correct.
You're like, okay, if you disregard half of the Star Treks, I'm correct.
Yeah, there's 3 seasons of the original, but there's secret episodes. Secret episodes.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool. How do you do secret episodes in Star Trek?
So, do you ever watch Full Metal Alchemist?
I did.
So the the voice actor who does the English version of the main kid in Full Metal Alchemist made so there's like 3 extra scripts written in the original Star Trek that were written before they canceled it, and so he got those scripts, and he got the sets, and he made 3 episodes as himself as captain,
That's pretty awesome.
and they're really 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 good, and they look perfect.
That's cool.
Okay, I have obtained legs from the variety of 246 and torsos from the variety of 13578, and I shall now attach them.
Congrats.
And I think I have to do this 6 times because it says X6, right? So that means do I make 6, not 18. I make 6.
Sounds right.
So I need to do this 3 more times. Shut up, everybody. I understand instructions.
It's okay to
No,
not
you don't,
understand
but that's okay.
instructions.
I should just switch to Reaper miniatures.
The
Just
bones?
yeah, to bones. Just crack the pack and be done. I never watched Full Metal Alchemist. Of course you didn't, because you don't like good things.
Ooh, Aaron, be nice.
I don't know. I don't have to be nice to Mark.
You do.
He's an original founder of CGN, right?
That's why you have to be nice to him.
Oh. And his
Jesus.
stupid cooking videos are still top 10 every month. Your chicken, healthy chicken feta stuffed chicken feta, which you don't even eat anymore because now you're a vegetarian, is a top 10 ranked video every month.
Gotta get that chicken, bro.
Which is so funny that a cooking video is like. People must get so confused when they're like, "Oh, healthy eating," and then they go to the main page. What is wrong with these people? So, Sean,
So, Aaron.
you were complaining on behalf of your friend about rules.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I would like to continue.
What
Uh,
was
Oh,
the complaining?
so my buddy, and he says that there's, and he cited some Goonhammer articles and stuff like that. That's not really my favorite source of information, but whatever. Of other people saying the same kind of thing, and that was, why are there, some rules such as transhuman, and the inner circle, for the Deathwing, that negate other people's rules. And the argument is that the big rule book, very clearly states, if you have two rules that both affect the same thing, during the attackers takes precedence. And what he's saying is that the very nature of, um, transhuman and inner circle is that it negates your ability to use your rules. It turns your rules off. It doesn't give you, this alternating, activation chance thing, like normal.
remind me what
Oh,
transhuman
so
does,
so
please.
the big thing with transhuman and inner circle is that the wording of the rule says, all rolls of 1, 2, or 3 fail to wound. Right? So it's just straight up. And it also has a sentence in there that says, irregardless of modifiers or any other rules that might apply. So it very specifically says, Aaron, if you have a rule that would affect this, it doesn't count for this instance.
Hmm. Okay.
So the argument is, what the fuck is up with rules that negate other people's rules, right? As opposed to taking their uh,
So so you're saying,
turn.
so because it says a roll of 1, 2, or 3 will fail, and my rule is that I hit on a 2 plus,
Yep,
you're negating
yep,
my
exactly.
my rule. See, I don't think about it that way.
Nor do I. Please continue.
I like there are basic stats, right? And basic rules of which then get modified. My issue would more be like if I have I don't know, um Special Space Marine Rule 7, but because and even though I'm on the attack, your bubble shuts me down, right? Like if it was like
Yeah.
this rule takes precedence over all rules all the time, then I would feel slighted. But if it's just like, oh well, yeah, we're modifying your stuff. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the argument again is that it's not just modifying the stuff. It is, not allowing me to. Right. So you're not saying, oh, you get -1 on the charge. You're saying it doesn't matter how many +1s you put together in your army to
Oh, I see
wound.
what you're saying. You'll never get better
You're
than you.
never gonna get the
Right,
thing,
right. So
right?
e-
So I'm
so so yeah. So if you
turning your
spent,
rules
I
off.
see what you're saying. So if you have something that Nat hits on a 5 plus, right, and you paid a bunch of points for some characters and you
Or
hit a
your army is
strat,
entirely built around it, and you have to work to get this thing to happen to
yeah,
be able to win.
and then all
Because,
of a sudden it's like, sorry, buddy.
yeah.
See, I
So the
just think that's whining. Like all rules modify all other rules. Like there's it just oh now I get to attack first instead of attacking last, and it's just
Yeah,
because if you have something that says I attack last, I have something that says I attack first, then I countered your stuff too.
I mean,
Like that
like
doesn't make any sense.
sometimes you have three actions, and you use one of those actions while sitting on a fate generator to
Right?
summon a creature that you then get to immediately move and take it all the way over in order to
Right.
steal the souls, and you can just sit there and do it over and over and over and over again with no penalty. I mean, there are just some things in
Right?
games that people don't like.
You don't
well,
like
I
that?
think that's really cool, and I want to do that, whatever the fuck that was. Um,
So Josh,
so,
and
but you
I can't,
understand what he's saying, right? So we
I do
understand the
understand,
perspective.
I do understand what he's saying, and I just think in general, I mean, we haven't been playing a lot of Ninth Edition, and there's a reason for that, and there's so much stuff going on, and there's already so much stuff in your own stuff for you to know about. It's like you spend all this time putting together your stuff, and then you randomly go to the store and you play some other army that you don't know anything about because there's too much stuff to know everything, and they're just like, sorry, none of your stuff works. I
Yep.
get that. That's feel badsies. That's feel badsies. But it doesn't. That in and of itself doesn't fundamentally bother me. The complexity and the very poor layout and the number of books and the changes and the new garbage terrain layouts, that stuff, uh, that stuff bothers me. By the way, you know, Adepticon will still be running players place terrain,
Yeah.
and I do owe Josh an apology.
Why?
Oh.
What
Josh,
madness is this?
Yes.
I formally spoke to an expert of the highest order on my decision to choose to not place terrain
Yes.
as a placement option, and
Yes.
I was told that I was utterly wrong.
Good. Good. Good.
That not placing a piece of terrain is not one of the options.
That's like a real point on the scoreboard of the universe against the evil
I mean, there is
empire.
literally no one higher, I think, that you could go to. It was the person who runs Adepticon. I had lunch with him and Todd from Table War this past week, which was awesome. And we went to Big Bowl, your favorite restaurant, Josh. And
Yeah.
I proposed that, right? Because we were talking about how the new the new Games Workshop rules that they put out means that there's no more player placed terrain, and Adepticon has always been a player placed terrain, and the reason why they do player placed terrain is because then they can have more dynamic, more interesting, better looking boards, um,
Hmm.
and have, I guess, more fun because of that. I would say,
Yep.
Yes.
which I totally agree with. I'm not disagreeing with it. Not only are the new GW boards atrocious and useless and boring and redundant and repetitive, um, but they do also look not pretty. So I asked him. I was like, hey, we were doing player place terrain, and I elected to not place a piece of terrain, and all my friends got mad, and he was like, yeah, and they should be.
Luckily, I'm painting contrast, and it's okay that I just got paint everywhere.
So I don't think that there's any higher authority to go to than the person who wrote the rules for Adepticon and laid out the most fundamental strategies. So I hereby officially apologize to you, Josh.
I accept your apology.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand what your friend is saying, and I think that that is more of a symptom of the complexity right now than something that I would normally be upset about.
Agreed.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Sure.
Do you think Warhammer 40K would be better or worse if they got rid of, in the current game, stratagems?
I don't know, man.
Dude, I
That
don't
is
I don't know
way
what they
more of a
need to, I
conversation.
honestly don't know what they need to do.
Fewer rules, whatever the fuck they are, and alternating activations.
They do
Yeah.
alternate. You just alternate your entire army.
You know
You
exactly
know,
what
I
I'm
was
saying.
talking to my buddy Taylor the other day, and he brought up like the fact that most games nowadays don't have phases and they're all alternating. And like the only holdouts are GW on this. It's kind of interesting.
Um
And I get that there's a certain amount of nostalgia to the back and forth and whatever. I appreciate that, but at the same time, like, get on the fucking train
get
and let's go to the
get on the
20th century
fucking
together,
train, dude.
right?
Like the train is leaving, man, and you're not on it.
Nope.
You're not on it. And we don't know why. Um
I'm
I
digging these orange guys though, dude.
I really feel like the these are all symptoms. It's a symptom of complexity. You're trying to reduce the complexity by eliminating a part of the game, right? You're saying, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
too complicated, so let's get rid of stratagems." And I don't think that that's the right answer. I just think it needs to get simpler. That's all.
Oh, I'm saying, do you think it would be better right now if there were no stratagems?
I mean, I really like stratagems.
I think stratagems are an integral part of the game. They built it for stratagems.
So let me ask you again,
I
when
don't
you are
think
playing, how many stratagems do you use?
I am always trying to figure out how to use the stratagems.
And how many are you
That
using?
many? I don't know. 3, 4, 5, 7.
I mean, I used every stratagem that was available to the units that I was playing, but I was only playing um, drivey drivers, so I was limited in the stratagems. But I definitely used them and I planned on them, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna zoom over here, and then when he goes to shoot at me, I'm gonna pop this strat. I'm gonna be like minus yo, and I did that.
No, I get that, but there's so many stratagems that are just either worthless or
No, there's just
so.
too much of everything. There's too much. Again,
Yeah.
like I'm saying, I don't have a problem with entirely going back and like I don't need alternating activation. I'm fine with army by army activation. I'm fine with stratagems. I'm fine with everything they're doing. They just need to do less of everything. That's all.
Yep.
Well, just less.
No, I agree. Um,
Yes,
yeah.
Mark makes a really good point. 40K is going to change pretty hard in the future. Newer TikTok generations want quick, spicy action, less rules, no counting, detailed points. And the thing is, the ironic thing about that, Mark, is that that's what they were trying to do. Like
Well,
that's where
that's
their
what they said
motivation
they were
came from.
trying to do.
Well, that's what Aethed was.
Yeah.
And then they
They have
went, wait,
succeeded.
let's do
They
the
have
exact
succeeded.
opposite.
Yeah, they have succeeded before. And what I really wanted to see after 8th edition, right after the reset, was I wanted to see everything in campaign books. I wanted everything in campaign books. I wanted you to get a unit or two. I wanted you to get whatever, but pay more attention to the battles, the objectives, how you play the game, what you're doing, and all that fun shit, and not just bury me under fucking rules, dude. Like I hate having so many rules per unit. Like it's stupid. It's I'm honestly I'm in the crafting phase of the hobby now. Like
Yep.
I'm no longer
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna
Like
go
I
play
don't like I
5
know
games.
there's new
How the
eight
fuck am
like
I supposed to pay attention to all the
I
APOC shit? What the fuck?
I know there's new Age of Sigmar. I understand this. Um I'm building these little zombie guys because I want to build little zombie guys. Like I don't care. Like I really don't. I don't care about unit coherency. I don't care if this little shield thing is important. It's not going on a base. I don't like it.
I'm cool with that, man. That's very close to where I am with it.
But I do want to talk about Judgment. Um,
Tell me about Judgment because I don't know shit about
so
Judgment, but it sounds like you guys
I
know
want to
really good.
roast Josh a little bit. Josh, and I can't wait to put out the video that we shot because I've started editing it and I've been watching it. Josh did an introductory game for Todd for Table War.
Mm-hmm.
Table War. And it was the most vicious introductory game that I have ever seen.
Why would you even let him do that, Aaron?
It
That is
was
this is a no, this
so
is not even Josh's fault. This is a management failure, bro.
That is not true. He actually got mad at me that I wasn't going for the throat more. He's like, this game
no,
was
hold
only
on,
because
hold
it
on.
sucked more souls.
So here's how it's going, Sean. Here's how it's progressing. He is like running up, doing all the stuff, cranking action, pulling cards, breaking faces, and then gets 3/4 of the way through, has the dude in the noose, right, hanging from the tower, and then pulls back because he's like, you know what? We need another 15 more minutes. And at that point, I was like, dude, just drop him. You know, just slice his throat, end the game. Come
Yeah,
on.
just get it over
It
with.
was a
Just get it.
close game,
It
and
was not a
that's
close
false.
game in any way, shape, form, or
He
fashion.
literally he could have won the turn before.
Until you, only because you pulled back and started doing the things that didn't give you the most amount
No.
of points.
The point, I don't think that's true at all. Disagree.
Well, the video will come out and y'all can watch it. And you can hear me cackling in the background the entire time. So
Nice.
there will be no confusion as to when I'm talking about. But here's the thing though. Here's what's great about the game is like there's so much back and forth, and what I really thought was awesome about it was it took him, I don't know, 15 minutes and he was fully in control of his army.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
He was calculating his dice, he was figuring out the hits, he was figuring out the moves, he was remembering the special moves. It's time to take that medicine dog.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like that's pretty awesome, you
That's
Yeah.
know.
really, really, really cool, actually.
So Judgment, Sean, I feel like we've explained this to you 9 times. It's a skirmish game played with 3 to 5 characters on
Look at my
each
dude.
side. It's alternate activation. It takes place on a hexagon circle that does have terrain features.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of the game is not necessarily to kill other models, although killing other models is part of it. You reduce the health of the enemy base, and you can reduce the health by killing other models. But the cool thing is, once your model dies, it's not dead forever. It comes back. It comes back at the starting location.
Nice.
And it has a lot of different. It has sci-fi flavor. It's got fantasy flavor. It's got orcs. Any genre that you can think of, they have they have worked into the game,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. So, and
That is kind of
it's
cool.
fairly simple, but it has a lot of nuance to it, and there's a lot of really fun strategy things that you can do once you sort of understand that nuance.
Yeah. Agree.
Here's the question:
What's the question?
where in my new studio is the cork board?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I guess I'm not basing them today then. Basing is off the table until I get cork. All right. I'm going to open 2 more drawers. This one says flocking, no cork. This one says basing. And it's not in that one. It does have basing stuff in it, just no cork. Okay, fine. Be that way. Be that way, new studio. Hide my supplies from me. Okay, 6 more. How many am I making? How many comes in the kit? Does anybody know?
1 billion.
That's a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot.
That's a lot. I feel like that's not the right answer, though. 20. Ow, I rolled over my toe. Oh, I see. I get to pick from a variety of things that go on this guy's back. He's like a snail zombie.
Oh, isn't that cute?
It is kind of cute. Okay, I definitely want the shovel, though. Give me the shovel. Give me the shovel. I feel like the story with the shovel is that dude was like digging a grave. Zombie came out of the grave, made him a zombie. Now he has a shovel.
Now he's got a shovel.
Right? That makes sense, right, Sean? That's how a zombie would get a shovel. Sean's gone.
Bye, Sean.
Sean has disappeared. Oh,
Yeah,
he really has disappeared.
he has.
So
Anyways,
we
I
also we also got new X-wing,
yeah,
which is
some
kind of
new ships.
new ships, which is really cool for a couple reasons. It's on the Atomic Mass Facebook page.
Yeah.
So that transition has finally happened. Um, oops. So we got Fury of the First Order. Oh yeah. Look at these. Look at these. Oh
They're
dude,
so
that's
cool.
crazy. Look
There's a
like
new Kylo too.
yeah, and look at his arc is just straightforward.
Well, it also has a rotator thing too. So it's got a turret. But what's crazy about that ship is look how many stats it has at the bottom. It's got
Three
like,
two two three two.
yeah, And then
Wow.
it's got you're missing one because he has force, so he's also got a force slot there.
Oh, that's Legion Ace. I was just looking at the Legion Ace
Yeah, there's
card.
so many, bro.
Yeah. So he's gonna have one, two, three, four. He's gonna have five. Because he can shoot three straight ahead straight. He's got two on the turret. He's got two. What's the green? I don't know what the green is. I forgot.
Agility.
Agility. Thank you. Three hull, two shield, and then he also has a ton of maneuvers.
Yeah. And they've got a cool ability on there too. I don't know. It's cool to have new ships for X-wing. That's not just like recolor and then here's like an
I mean,
upgrade. Yeah.
the Y wings are kind of like just new colors though.
Yeah. The Y wings are, but I'm talking about the first order ships, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool actually. I'm super stoked about that. I told you that I found my X-wings that I couldn't find for my Jedis. Now I'm super excited again.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know you
Yeah,
lost
they were
any.
in the studio, like in the war cry box for some reason.
Oh.
I was super excited to find
The
them.
deltas? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, my deltas and basically all my ships. So all of my Jedi ships, I apparently just freaking left in the studio for a year, and I couldn't find them. I was so bummed out.
Dude, this one guy, the weapon that he's holding is another
Mhm.
dude's hand.
That's pretty sweet. That's quite the weapon.
Maybe it's his own hand. One, two, three, four, five. I need one more. I gotta pick one more arm. Uh, is there?
Pick a good one. Don't mess it up.
There's a hammer. Supposedly there's a hammer. I want the hammer. The IO hammer. So what are you clicking on?
My keyboard.
So how did your Judgment League go? Talk to me about your
Uh,
Judgment League.
it, well, the fives, I was utterly crushed every game. It's just such a different game. It's hard to wrap your brain around. And then my threes, I think I won 1 out of 2, so I did really good.
Oh. Um.
That was being facetious.
Why do you think what happened?
I, I I'm new at the game, and
I
although
know, but
yeah,
Sunday, Sunday, post credit quarterback yourself.
all right. So first off, the last game I played versus the Creator Guns, and that game I rolled so atrociously. I was charging somebody with Kogan, and I had 6 dice, and I rolled 6 1s, like six like failures, six, and I had no fate left to reroll. And so I was charging a monster, and then the monster killed me.
That's funny.
That's how good that game went. But I was like having to activate like 3 times to kill one monster rather than like being able to just crush it with that one hit, and it just messed the whole game up. So yeah, it didn't do very good. Also, I'm just not good at the tactics for the fives because there's so many more people, so much more board space, and like things can go bad real quick because you can lose like 2 people in one round, and that's 2 souls, and then they're up like so much, and the board's so big, so you can't just go beat on their effigy and stuff like that. So
I've returned.
welcome.
Hey,
I know y'all miss me a lot.
I was talking to you for
And
a
you
while.
yeah, you just left, and Aaron's like sitting there talking to nobody.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It was not on purpose.
I think it was.
No, it really wasn't.
Did
But
you
yeah, dude.
did you refill your airbrush?
No. I'm doing the contrast stuff now,
Oh,
and I am super super happy with how these dudes are going. Like this is the easiest fucking thing in the entire world.
so I rewatched all of The Hobbit and all of the Lord of the Rings extended versions.
That sounds like torture.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fucking work.
Dude, it was awesome.
And by awesome, do you mean awful?
No, only the first Hobbit movie is kind of awful. The last two are actually pretty good.
Tell us more. Tell us why.
Well,
I want to know.
the first one has the horrible, like way too long portion with the ogres.
I've actually never seen the
Hold on,
Hobbits.
with the what's?
The ogres.
Oh, you're okay. So you're talking about that.
Ogres.
Um, First of all, I didn't know that there was any questions about the Lord of the Rings itself. Do you not like Sean? Do you not like Lord of the Rings?
I am all right with Lord of the Rings. I found them very entertaining. I read all the core books and I watched like the old Lord of the Rings that was like rotoscoped and shit like that.
Which is
So
a horrible
um,
movie.
a horrible movie, but I'm actually a huge fan.
The
And
cartoon?
No,
that
the
was another one
rotoscope.
I watched a
I
million
don't know
times
what
as well.
that is.
Oh,
But anyway, no, I'm a big fan, man.
but I'm talking about the new movies, the Peter
Oh, you're
Jackson
talking
movies.
specifically the new Hobbit movies.
I'm just saying I watched all of the Hobbit and all of the Lord of the Rings, and I didn't know that you're like that's a grind. That sounds terrible, but like the Lord of the Rings, I didn't feel like anybody would be like, oh my god, why would you watch all
No,
the
no,
Lord of
no.
the
Are you
Rings?
wait?
Because it's
What?
75 hours long was
Well,
where
yeah,
I was coming
it's
from.
5 hours of video, 5 hours of movie
If they
times
just took the
six.
walking out, it would be like an hour long. That's why.
Well, I don't think so, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
They took the walking out.
There's,
So you don't like the Hobbits, is what you're
No,
saying?
no, no. I hate
Uh-huh.
of what they've done with Lord of the Rings. Like all of it is bad.
so yeah, so the thing Aaron said.
I need to know more from Josh.
It's so boring. They're so boring. It's like a serious chore. Like I said earlier, it's a chore watching those movies. There's like 45 seconds of good show in each one of those movies, and then the rest
do
is
those
just trash.
45 seconds, do they
Damn.
only have Legolas in
No, pretty much they have Gandalf in it, and then that's it.
it? Well, anyways, I rewatched them. I enjoyed it. I watched them in Super HD.
Of course you did.
And I
Well,
thought it was awesome. Smaug, the Despoiler, does not look good in Super HD, but everything else does. But the
interesting.
animation for Smaug does not hold up.
You know, like Cumberbatch's character.
No, his voice is fine. I'm just saying the actual animation looks real bad.
Yeah, and you know, have you ever seen the motion capture of him doing it?
Nope.
I have
If
not.
you have not, you need to go because I've not seen the show, but I've watched the motion capture like 10 times because it's hilarious. He like gets on the ground and is crawling around like he's a dragon and like growling. It's awesome.
Huh.
Cumberbatch is?
Yes, you need to Google it now.
Okay.
It's amazing.
All right.
That's the best thing about those movies is that happened. I'm
Oh my
being. Do
God.
you see it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
it's the best thing about the
Everyone's
movies.
gonna see it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Make it go viral.
He's literally on the ground.
I told you. You need to. Can you hear it? Can you hear it through?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, even if somebody else can't hear it,
They
like
can probably
you,
hear it now.
it's really awesome. Don't play too long.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that worth it?
That is. Oh wait, hold on. Look at this. All four angles.
I kill wherever I please, and none can.
Oh my God. I wish I was an actor. I could do that. I could crawl around.
You would not. You'd be too self-conscious to do that.
To crawl around in a motion
No,
capture
no.
studio?
Dude, there's like 70 people staring at you and you're being recorded. Yeah. I think you'd probably be a little too.
I got your back, Aaron.
Oh my
Who?
God.
Wait. Who even? Who's the person who chose not to participate in the 72-hour film festival?
Bro, we did all sorts of crazy shit in college.
We did a lot.
Rolling around on the ground in front of motion capture cameras. Pretty minimal. pretty really minimal.
No, that was really. You know what? That makes me. I want to go. I want to see. Maybe I'll Google it later. I want to see the motion capture of him crawling around on the ground next to the animation that they did.
Nice. Yeah.
I want to see that.
I think
So,
there is something with that.
so
Uh,
you're back, Sean.
No, I'm actually about to go walk away for a second, but I'll be back in a second
Why?
because
What is happening?
I don't know. I was literally about to ask him a question,
He's like, no, do
and he
not,
and he walked away.
do
Uh,
not.
what are you playing?
I am playing nothing.
What are you doing?
I'm clicking on things randomly.
I don't. I don't believe
I'm
you.
waiting for paint to dry, and I haven't been like in the super painty mood, so I'm definitely just doing. I did a little painting. I'm letting the paint dry, and now I'm gonna do other things.
Okay. What have you? What did you paint?
I painted. I've got all the blue, the light blue and skeleton, like the bones are drying right now, so it's everything I can work
For which model?
on. Zimgrath or Zim.
So you're almost done. You only have like 2 or 3 models left.
I have 3 models plus.
You don't get to include ones that you don't own.
Oh, I don't.
No. Of the
No,
models that you own and have in your physical possession, how many do you have left?
I have these 3.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
How are we gonna play on the 5x5? We need to print a printy.
Yeah, we do need to print out some printy. That's exactly what we need to do is print out some printy.
I mean, this shit's important, dude.
All right, Sean.
You don't
When
get to talk because you left us again.
what's the last game you played?
What do you mean?
What miniature game? What's the last miniature game you played? And when?
For
And when?
yeah, 18 months ago.
Really? You haven't played it all?
Nope.
You have
I mean, I played like 2 tiny little games of Sari.
you haven't gone to the game store yet.
I mean, I have, but I haven't. Like, I'm not gonna go chill.
Oh, right on.
You know, it's just there's
Yeah.
no vaccines for short people yet, man.
Yeah, I know. It is a thing. So you've been getting Eve on?
Yeah, man. I've just been playing a lot of Eve, which is super fun.
So my friend Rob has just gotten into Diablo 3, and I was hoping to convince Josh to come play with us.
Wait, what?
He's never played before.
Who is this?
He's just a friend.
So
He's
hold
Wait,
on,
what game though?
Aaron. Oh my God,
Diablo.
Aaron, you're setting up.
Diablo, like the Diablo 3?
Yeah.
Aaron, no, why would you do this, Aaron?
Oh,
Stop.
Why?
what?
Stop.
What's that? No, just listen, Sean. It's just temporary because he just needs. Don't worry, we're gonna play Eve.
No, what I'm saying is, why would you take power level McGee over here and be like, hey, a new person?
Um, that's a fair point, Sean.
I would suggest not playing Diablo 3 and playing Path of Exile.
No,
It's a better Diablo game by far, and it's free.
I understand, but you already own Diablo 3, so it doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't, but I would rather play Path of Exile.
You're like, it's free, but I've already paid for this. I already own it, and it doesn't cost me anything. I'd rather. So it actually costs you money to play Path of Exile because you already invested in Diablo 3. So every time you play Path of Exile, it costs you more.
It doesn't cost me anything because I'm playing new seasons no matter what game
No.
I'm.
It costs you more in relationship to lowering the cost per hour of Diablo 3.
That is incorrect because I
Sean,
made
do you
money
follow
on
my
the
do you follow my
I
logic?
made I
Follow
made
my
money on the
logic.
auction
I'm not
house,
doing the
so
math.
I am at a net positive already.
Man, you have to throw in that there's like an actual auction house that you can sell stuff on.
Well, there was they discontinued that.
Oh, okay. So then it's not a thing. So
Well, I've already made my money on it, so
my
it
argument stands.
doesn't.
My argument is the one that's right.
All right, we got 10 minutes left. We are getting close to check-in. What you got going on, Sean?
I am almost done with the purple and orange on my second dude. I am super happy with the orange on these guys. It looks fucking awesome. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna paint their entire bodies and paint their entire bodies orange. And then all the cloth will be the pink, and I'll do poison weapons green, kind of like an aqua, I think. And then I'll go back and I'll do some like verdigris and some weathering and stuff, and they'll be done. And I'm super fucking excited.
Awesome.
I've
Like,
never been like, oh, I'm gonna paint guys, and ended up with two dudes that were almost finished.
So it is Sunday, and there is a Sunday preview. So we might as well talk about that for a second.
sure.
I'm not going to be talking about the Age of Sigmar stuff. So sorry,
Why?
internet. Um, for 40K, we got the sisters out. The combat. Man, my speaky no good today. Combat Patrol box is out, which is pretty dope. Actually, I really like the models that come in the Combat Patrol. I think they did a really good job of mixing it up. We also got the new tank out, and this is gonna sound crazy, but my favorite thing on the tank is the headlights because they have like the cool arches, like the cool medieval arch as a light,
Hmm.
and I just think it looks really cool. Like the details in general just make this tank stand out really, really nicely. Then we got the flag hugger, and we got some special sisters, and then they have a re-release of a whole bunch of the terrain that has come out over the past couple years that you can now get in one kit, which is really nice. And it comes with new boards. So there are now themed boards to go with the Industrial Battle Zone Mechanicus terrain. And obviously, these boards are the Warhammer boards that you put together in order to make all the different size games. So that's kind of nice. You get two in the basic pack. So if you bought two boxes, that would essentially give you an entire table worth of awesome terrain if you don't happen to have the Mechanicus terrain already. This is actually a pretty good bundle, I think. I bought the original bundle, I want to say 3 years ago, which was a great deal, but then it was sort of piecemealed after that, and it was kind of hard to get it. So now that they have another bundle out, if you don't have this terrain, I recommend checking it out. And I'm just kidding. Of course, we're going to talk about Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So new Sigmar is out, and the new starter set is up for pre-order. If you're interested in doing that, that's obviously Stormcast versus Orcs, and I really like the way the new Orcs worked. And I would be honest with you, Sean. Josh, I'd lie to you, but Sean, I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't Stormcast in the other half of the box, if it was any other army, I would have bought it. I would be pre-ordering it.
I'm
Why you like the orcs?
I'm okay with that, dude. The fucking poses on the orcs and what they did with them.
I
I
do.
still fucking hate orcs.
I
If
hate
they
orcs, but I kind
wrong,
like. I'm just saying, I'm
shit.
really tired of Stormcast, and we have
Okay.
so many. And so if it was anything else, then I would do it. Like the orcs aren't enough. I like the orcs, but I don't like them enough. But so I just wish it was. I wish it was somebody else. They
Oh
also
no, but
are.
hold on, but you have an army of like you have an army of like killer cans and all sorts of
Dude,
weird
I
shit,
have
right?
I have a 5,000 point fully painted
So so
orc
five
army.
no fucking
He hates orcs.
go pre-order that shit and just build and paint the super cool dudes. You don't have any other
No, no,
commitment
no,
to
no, no, no. I have other stuff to spend my money on. I don't need to do like this. This is just
fair,
not on my list.
fair, fair.
However, if you do need your spells, they are selling the spells in a bigger bundle now. So I believe that this used to be two different boxes, and now it's in one box, which is nice. I mean, there's still two boxes, but I'm talking specifically the one on the right. I believe was in two separate sets. That's now in one set. I could be wrong. Maybe they're just re-releasing it. But I thought that it was two separate boxes. There's also some terrain that looks really cool, and some T-shirts, and then a whole bunch of starter boxes that don't contain contrast paint.
Yeah, that's weird.
Why?
What?
Well,
Why?
you know what? Actually, I just thought about it for like 3 seconds, and it's probably because everyone will end up buying them individually.
I
So
under
why would they
but
give away?
Well,
Why
not
would
first of all,
they?
don't you're not giving it away. They're not giving it away. Okay. The whole point of these pre-packaged starter boxes of a paintbrush and five paints and a scheme is to get new people in, right? So when your buddy comes up to you and you're like, "Hey man, I want to get into this game. What would you recommend?" You can be like, "Yo, go buy that patrol box and then buy this starter paint set." Right? That's the answer that I want to give, right? I
That's
want to be
wrong
like,
though,
buy the
because
patrol box and buy the starter paint set. But really what I try to do is say, "Oh, well, buy the starter paint box and then go buy these contrast paints."
I think it's more like buy the starter box, buy this package of starter paints, like buy the patrol, buy the starter paints, fail miserably because they're not contrast, then buy the contrast
Which is a
individually.
horrible, horrible entry into the game. You have these amazing contrast paints. They need to make starter boxes with contrast paints. You need to be able to just tell somebody, grab this box with these four contrast paints in it, and be on your merry way. Sean, give me an amen.
I
I agree with you. I'm saying for GW, that's a GW move right there. That's
That's
trademark.
it's
They're
tr-
they're they're fighting for their IP there. They're defending their IP.
Yeah, you want to talk about that, Scuttle?
Yeah, you can.
not really.
Okay, we're
I'm
not going to
over
talk
it.
about it.
All right.
Apparently, we're not.
We're not going to talk about the Scuttle.
We
Okay,
don't
fine. Let's
Um,
talk.
get the schedule.
all right. I am missing a body. There it is.
Did you find it?
I find it.
Excellent. No, so GW put out a press release that said, hey, our IP is not to be used for anything, and then listed off, a whole bunch of stuff that they have recently paid money to secure the rights and ownership to, such as the, what the hell was it,
The
Aaron?
Star Days.
Your Stardays video series and some sort of agreement with the creator of that. So I initially, right, because I'm a layperson, was like, what the fuck? Fuck them. They're gonna, buy that shit and then immediately come out and say, hey guys, and by the way, anybody else who's doing this, y'all can get fucked and we're gonna sue you, right? But Aaron had a very different perspective on that,
Well,
or knew more shit.
it's not.
Knew,
First of all, let me just say, I think first of all there are protections for artists, okay, and there is a mathematical rule defining what counts as copyright when looking at a picture, and so if you alter anything by more than 10% when it comes to a static image, then theoretically you are no longer violating the copyright. That came to a head in a case where when Instagram was pretty new, there was a famous Instagram photographer and there was a famous painter, and the painter was printing out this person's Instagram photos and then repainting portions of them, hanging them on the wall, selling them for tens of thousands of dollars. Lawsuit ensues, and they came up with this idea of, okay, well, it's modified by more than 10%, therefore Creative Commons takes place. So I do not like GW shutting down people loving their content and their lore and coming up with their own stuff, right? Like that's it's they should consider themselves almost an open world to a certain extent, because of how much love people have for it. However, when you in the United States at least, when you are defending copyright claims and trademark claims, if you made no attempt to protect them, then in the future you can lose them. So the question isn't what are they doing now? It's what are they trying to protect against in the future? And so the thing is like, okay, so a Stardust is really cool, and they wound up buying it, which is freaking awesome, right? And they
mm-hmm.
never shut it down. However, somebody recasting miniatures and selling them under the like in a fake games workshop, they would need to shut that down. right? But
Mm,
if they don't protect their IP, then they could wind up losing that other case where you'd be like, oh no, that's clearly not the same thing as somebody making a fan art video, right? So
interesting.
they do have an obligation in the United States to protect their IP for the better or for the worst. I didn't personally read the statement. It's quite possible that there were much better ways of crafting the statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it could have just been, the timing of when I read it and what I had viewed as the goings ons in the world, right? But having to make a legal statement about, hey, we are going to enforce our copyright stuff again. If that's just part of the process, then no harm, no foul. My man, I wish they wouldn't,
They
come
could have
out here
said that
and
though.
fight people.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
they could have said it. There's all sorts of ways of doing it. It's
Yeah,
way more egregious to me that they don't have contrast paint starter boxes.
agreed.
Like that is just unacceptable.
Let's talk about the real problem.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us once again on a Sunday evening. We are at 9:30. How time flies so fast when you are having fun. I have put together 8 of my 60 zombies, I think I have in total. Trace boxes. Yes. No? Four. I have 4 boxes of zombies. So 80. I have put together 8 of 80, so I'm 10% done in an hour and a half. Y'all can do the math on that yourself. Plus, I have 30. I have 3 boxes of skeletons. It's going to be great. I don't even know if I can play them. Doesn't matter. I'm going to have a horde. Until next time, this has been Josh, Aaron, and Sean coming at you live from the Cool Guys Nation. And Mark, high five, buddy. Boing!
Bye.
As always,
We'll see you on the
Table.